So yeah, this is Golgari Party today, hello. And very interesting deck again, utilizing the party mechanic from Zendikar Rising. You know, it plays even the Sentinels, which makes sure we can bounce some permanents. With that, it's playing a lot of creatures that want to be bounced, like the Masked Vandal, like the Blood Priest, which drains for each creature in the party. Rogue Warrior, Wizard, and Cleric, so all the creatures here are actually members of the party, which is even more lovely. The Occultists again, and the Prowlers again, which both are members of the party, and not only that, they provide value when they die. And since they do that, we actually have a value package here with the insights and offerings, so we are going to have a lot of cards here. One blade, of course, with the Sentinel and 4 cast down, so very removal heavy as well. And Raid is really good in the early game. Not only it gains us some life, but it also is a rogue, which is a member of the party, which I think is cool, and it's something we can bounce. So that's a really cool synergy. The Unearth is simply amazing in this deck. You know, we can be reanimating the Vandal to destroy some more artifact or enchantments. We can be reanimating all the creatures that draw more cards, or the Blood Priest to drain the opponent, or the Sentinel to actually bounce something back again. It's really, it's like a value pile, it's awesome. And the same is true for the mana base. Again, the Bohuka Bog, like exiling the graveyard in this meta can be very important. We can even bounce it not only with the Sentinel but with the Rot Farm as well. And the Rot Farm is interesting in this deck, really cool. So MVanni really went out with this one, since we can even bounce the Kalni Garden to create some more creatures to sacrifice to the insights and the offerings, and the rest is Swamp, of course, since we are not playing so many green cards. The sideboard is very standard, so Duress, super important, very good against multiple matchups. Drown in Sorrow is really good against more aggressive decks, and I do agree with playing multiple of those, it is very good. Heritage Reclamation seems like an experiment in this deck. All the 3 modes are relevant in some situations, not always though, so I think it's a good card to actually sideboard, since it comes up a lot, I feel like. Weather the Storm, super necessary against red decks, right? It's a must-have if we are playing green, which we do. And to Last Rites, the card advantage in this deck is kinda insane, honestly. So I do understand playing Last Rites, and it seems like this is able to discard the hands of most opponents if it's a matchup when it's necessary. So yeah, I love the sideboard choices as well, honestly. So shout out to MVanni, and I'm looking forward to playing this deck. It looks super fun and super, like, so creative and great deck building on this one, I have to say. So let's see how this works in practice, and I will see you in the games. Alright, so we go second here against Black Gabibo. And we find a hand which lacks creatures. It has a lot of tapped lands, but I do think it's playable. So we will try this, we will keep this. Contaminated Aquafire. This looks like probably Fairies or Terror, I would assume. Interesting. Okay. So let's start with the Kalni Garden. Aquafire number 2. I would assume Terror, but we will see, of course. We could just play the Raid, or we could wait to sacrifice the plant. I think I will try to play the plant, probably. How does our next turn look like? We probably Rot Farm, right? The Garden. Yeah, let's go for the Raid. The sooner we deploy this, the sooner it's gonna become a creature, right? No tax. They do land cycle. Lorien revealed here. So we still don't know if it's Fairies or if it's Terror, right? Okay, it's probably like Grixis control or something. Okay, let's actually try main phase Insight, which worked. Interesting. I guess we don't exactly want to discard stuff, right? Although we do have a lot of lands, that's true. Because if we play the Rot Farm, we return this, we do have 8 cards. So we could go for the Bog, or we could go... Yeah, I think I will go for the Bog to keep all of my cards here. An Island, this could be... It looks like a control deck, we will of course see which one it is, but... So we've got the Nezumi Road Captain, which is great. Do we even do anything here? We just chill mostly, right? We just discard a land, I think. Let's go to second phase. Rot Farm. I mean, if they do play a deck with graveyard synergies, it would be better to bounce the bog, but I think we bounce the garden, which is like good in general. We do have the cast down or the offering ready if necessary. They cycle a seething landscape, interesting. Let's discard the swamp. Geothermal bog, interesting. Merchant scroll. Is this high tide? Probably could be, right? Essence flux. That's a blink spell, okay. That's it, okay, well. We definitely could play the Prowler. I think first we will attack though. Nothing, okay. Very interesting, not gonna lie. So we could play the Prowler and the Kalni Garden and chill. We want to have cast down if they are doing some stuff with Essence Flux, right? Let's play a Garden then. We can also use this to Fanatical Offering if necessary, which I like as well. We could also Offering either the Plant or the Prowler if we want more cards. Interesting lands. Archaeomancer, yep. Picking up the Merchant Scroll, interesting. We could attempt to cast down, or we could just sacrifice one of our things. I'm maybe tempted to just sacrifice one of the things. It's probably gonna be the plant token here. I want some power to attack them with. Okay, sweet. Hey, here's the Blood Priest. Which is pretty powerful with the Vandal, right? So let's go for a Swamp. Let's go for a Tithing Blade. Let's see if that goes through. Oh, they snap it back. Interesting. I think I will not let that happen. I will try to cast down. Let's attack for 4. This is Rogue. And this is a Rogue as well. So that would be, if we play the Blood Priest, this would be for 2, right? I think we could do a setup turn with Mask Vandal here, honestly. And then, if this really counts for all 4 of them, this would be very good 8 damage. Because we could Blood Priest, that's 4. We could then sacrifice and unearth it back, which is like very strong actually. Okay, here's the Elder from Final Fantasy, cool. By the way, the Final Fantasy decks are definitely coming. The only thing about them though is the vendor which I rent cards from won't have them until I think 13th, which is tomorrow right now, so very very soon. The Elder is, I guess, quite interesting. I'm not sure how good it is, but I think we could attack first, right? Like this maybe? Okay. So let's see what they have here. Let's go for the Blood Priest. So let's see how much it is. If it works with the shapeshifters, it would be 4. No, so this probably counts as only one of these types, right? Which is still pretty good, to be honest. So now we are probably worried about this guy, right? So we either die or we don't. That's kind of how it is. Well, we will bounce back the Malakir probably with the Sentinel. It's back, okay. We can't really do anything in their turn, so we will probably just map it up, right? Let's map up the Frog so it dodges Bolt. Hey, here's Carnally Garden. We can play this, nice. We may be dead, but they have 5 cards in hand, so let's see about that. 3, 4, Archaeomancer. Okay, what do you return? Snap? Okay. Merchant Scroll, dealing 1 to us, sure. Ghostly Flicker, I see. So I know what they're doing now. Looks cool. And they pass back to us. We have 2 Blood Priests, which means we could literally finish them this game. I mean this turn. Let's try this. Let's attack first. Menace. I mean that touch is good. And 3/3. They need to block somehow or just kill something, right? They snap something. The Sentinel, okay. I respect that. 2 islands, probably for a... Why 2 islands though? Interesting. Will they block here? I would think they kinda have to, no? Okay, they snap something again. Sure. What is it? It's the Prowler this time, sure. 2 islands again, and do you have another snap or... 1, 2... So we don't have a blowout trig here, we will simply just kill the Archaeomancer. They flux one of these guys, I assume. Interesting, yeah. We let this all happen, that's no problem. Bring back a Sense Flux, okay. So let's do some counting here. They are at 5 life, they have, I assume they won't have any counter spells. How much mana do we have? So it's 1, 3, 5, 7. So double Blood Priest kills. I think we won't complicate it and just play double Blood Priest, right? Try it at least. Let's do another Blood Priest. Oh. So that's round 1 against Grixis control. Let's see how we do in round 2. So in this matchup, I believe Last Rites could actually be really good. Drown in Sorrow seems pretty middle. Reclamation seems actually quite nice. Because of the Archaeomancer, and Duress seems like a must-have, to be honest. Let's cut one Sentinel. I'm not the biggest fan of Tiding Blade, and the Vandals are pretty mid in this. Let's go double Last Rites. The Omen, I like the Reclamation. Chew Duress at least, I probably want more. Yeah, I actually like the deck like this. Let's go, run 2. Okay, so this hand is seems pretty solid, to be honest. Let's keep this. They run a Seething Landscape, okay. Let's waste no time and start with the Okibar raid, so we can attack as soon as possible. They crack the landscape, find a, I would assume island, yeah. Okay, go for a bog. Okay, Blood Priest. We got a trigger from the raid. Do we want to play the Blood Priest right now? I actually don't think so. Instead, let's play a Kalni Garden and chill, I would think. Because it would hit just for 1, right? And drain for 1 isn't like that impressive, so let's just wait with this card. We can return the Okibar raid as well with the Sentinel. Okay, so they got all the colors. Step through, Wizard Cycling. Interesting. Mysidian Elder, that's the red card, yeah. So it seems like the Mysidian Elder is kinda important as far as what they're doing, that's cool. Okay, so we got the 2-2. I think we will wait with the Sentinel though. I kind of want to duress them and maybe play the Blood Priest right now. So let's duress first. Flux and the Festivities. Archaeomancer, I mean they can Mancer next turn, so it doesn't really matter, right? Probably just Flux, to be honest. Although they can Festivities next turn, so let's make it a little bit harder for them. Let's take the Festivities and let's play the Blood Priest as well. We will enjoy the turn with no Festivities. They could just Archaeomancer and Flux. They will Elder instead, okay. They do have the Flux, which we need to be careful about. Festivities are not in their hand right now, but Flux is, okay. Okay, bounces back to us. We can't really attack, although we can attack with the Menace creature, right? And I guess we are bouncing the Blood Priest, right? I guess, yeah, I guess that's what we do here. We can do the Unearth thing later as well if they kill the frog or something. I suspect we are on a very tight clock though, with the Elder on the board. We could also bounce the Road Captain, but I think that's a very nice attacker with Menace, right? Okay, so they do have a lot of lands. They go and find the Merchant Scroll, cool. We now have 3 party members with the Blood Priest. That's kinda sick, not gonna lie. We have double Unearth as well, that's a lot of damage. Holy, that's a lot of damage. I just realized, oh, that's so much damage if they kill this. I believe they will play Archaeomancer and return the Festivities, and then we can do Unearth for the Blood Priests, which is kinda cool, not gonna lie. So I think we will attack first, although we can be suffering a bit with the party trigger if they kill something, right? Let's do it anyway. Like if they have some kind of removal, but it means also the Blood Priest will go through if do waste removal on something like this, right? They do block, seriously, okay. No, they flux it, okay. Yeah, of course they flux it. Yeah, hit us for 1. Well, now they have 2 wizards. You know, it compounds, it definitely does compound. I also like how they fetched the Mysidian Elder with Step Through. That was kinda cool. I just think it's a little slow, but it definitely kills in like a long run, but they also can't remove it, because if they do, it's just over, right? Well, in any case, we at least hit them for 2. And play a Blood Priest number 1. And Blood Priest number 2. Which is, you know, both are for 3 here. That's nothing to sneeze at, right? Yeah. And we also make sure we don't really die from the pinger, which is one more thing, you know, which the priests are great at. Oh, they play Familiar. That makes a lot of sense now. Archaeomancer. What will it be? Merchant Scroll. Okay, we got Wraith. What do we attack with? I think kinda everything, to be honest, because we have the unearths for anything they do. So I think they are kinda dead this turn, to be honest. Block here, of course. You want this in the graveyard, right? Do you want to block with the Mancer or will you risk it? That's the question, right? Oh, not even with the Nightscape Familiar, but instead the Wizard token. Okay. Yeah, sure. So we still have 2 party members, 3 with this guy. So they should be GG. Let's do Okibarite first. And let's unearth the Blood Priest. And they should be GG if they don't have anything. Okay, so that was 2-0 against the Grixis Final Fantasy Flicker. Very interesting deck. We were able to go over the top of them, so awesome. So we go first against Labyrinto and find a very land heavy hand. Maybe we should mulligan this. I think we will. Okay, I mean this hand is very slow because of the tapped lands, but we will keep it. And we will... I guess one Fanatical Offering goes to the bottom here. I guess we want to keep everything else. Let's start with the County Garden. We will Rot Farm it next turn. How long have I been streaming? Probably like 6 months. But more consistently, I would say like 2 to 3 months probably. Oh, it's mono red. Tomb Raider. Well, that's gonna be fun. Swamp. I'm tempted to play the Swamp instead, honestly. Yeah, I think that's kind of the play, not gonna lie. We can Offering the Plant, but more importantly... Ooh, I don't know if more importantly is the play. Because Fanatical Offering the Plant is like cool, but... We also need to play the Prowler so that we can actually block this. I'm not very happy about blocking this, trust me, but maybe a necessity here. You know what? Let's go for it. Let's go for the Gunstorm Prowler and attempt to block the Tomb Raider here. If they kill it, we at least draw a card. Your gaming taste is good. Okay, so do you like some card games as well? Yeah, we will block. If they burn spell it, we're kind of happy about that. Yep. They go probably second land, and what's gonna be... I knew it was Kasich. That's gonna be tough. Unless we draw something crazy. I think we're just Offering the Plant, and we do it main phase, because we have to. Ooh, another Offering. Okay, let's Rot Farm. Bounce back the Rot Farm. I mean, bounce back the Colony Garden with the Rot Farm. Yeah, okay, sick. Run the Synthesizer. Find the Goblin Tomb Raider, of course. 14 health. Another Blood Priest, that's pretty good. I think we played the Sticky Tank Sentinel here, returning the map token. Yeah, I think we returned the... Well, that's kind of weird. Returning the map token is pretty weird. Unless we want to miss a land drop, because I really want to make this a 4-4. It's true that it still dies to Galvanic Blast. It still dies to Galvanic Blast if we make this a 4-4 with the map, but... Might be the only play, to be honest. I mean, now let's just go Garden and just play the 3-3. Return the map, chill. Hopefully gain some life with the Sentinel if the Frog somehow survives. We can also return the token. But I would rather return the map token, honestly. This can block and we can sacrifice it too. Yeah, they bolt the Frog, exactly. But they bolt the face, so they wanna just kill us. That's fair. They probably will, to be honest. Chain Lightning, okay. Oh, now they Chain Lightning the Frog, okay. I mean, winning the first game against Mono Red is very difficult. That's for sure. So, I'm not even mad. Prowler, like, that's not exactly what we need. This is what, 4 mana? So this is 5. I mean, it's probably just Prowler into Blood Priest, right? At least gain 2 life, if nothing else. That's probably the biggest survival play here. We can Offering next turn at least, which is good. But, okay, they do crack the Synth. Reveal a Mountain, so they're, you know, they don't have as much gas here. Play a Mountain. Volder and Epic here. Okay, maybe if we draw the correct pieces, we can stabilize here. Which would be crazy, because game 1s against Mono Red are, let's just say, quite difficult. So what will you attack with? Really? So I think we'll block like this and this. This is mostly because, you know, if we block with this, which I really want to get rid of the Flame Breather, the Blood Priest doesn't really matter because we have one more. We want it in the graveyard because of the Unearthed, right? Fine, that's cool. So they have 2/2 and a 1/1. Do you play anything else? You do not. Okay. Exactly, Unearthed. That's actually great. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, let's chill and let's Fanatical Offering first, the plant token. Guildsworn Prowler. Okay. Wait, hold up. That's actually nice. This is 4 mana, right? So we can... Yeah, let's do Prowler into just probably the Blood Priest so that we really don't die here. We have more offerings, which is awesome. This will probably block, but we will see, of course. 9 life, awesome. Slowly getting back. They blood token away a mountain, probably more gas. Something like burn spells or more flame breathers, or synthesizer probably would be a great draw here. They go to combat. I don't know, do I want to keep the Prowler here? We could be easily dead with 2 cards, so I want to block with one of those cards. And that will be the Blood Priest actually. I want to keep the Prowler. For other purposes. Do they have 8 damage from hand with 2 cards? I don't think it's very possible, so I will assume not. Okay, Novice Occultist. That's what? A wizard. Okay, a wizard you say. You know what? That's actually nice. First, we will Fanatical Offering the map token. I decided not to Fanatical Offering the Prowler because of its another type for the Blood Priest. Another Kalni Garden could serve as a good blocker. I'm glad. So we have 4 mana here as well. So let's play the Novice Occultist. Let's actually map up the Prowler. Because if they have a bolt, you know, Sticky Tank Sentinel into the graveyard? I don't think so. We love Sticky Tank Sentinel actually. Because it can help us return the Priest of Malekith, right? Let's move to combat. Do we unearth it this turn? I think there's no reason not to, right? So Malekith Blood Priest comes back and it will drain for 3, which again is nothing to sneeze at. That's really good against Mono Red, right? We have a lot of card draw in those creatures as well, so this is pretty good. They draw another land, which is exactly what we love to see here. No attacks. Here's the Sticky Tongue, okay. So let's attack like this. First. We don't want them to block here, we want to return that with the frog. Let's try to play the Occultist first, we have enough mana for everything. Well, I guess let's stop like this instead. Okay, comes through. Sentinel. The Blood Priest. They can kill it in response, we would love that. Come on, kill it. Yeah. Okay. So we still do have some card draw. They are very low on life now as well. We have card draw mostly in those creatures, right now. No attacks from these guys. Okay. End step. Well, that's probably the best draw, right? Let's attack here with everything. They need to block somehow. Should they double block like this? Okay. And this should be game, right? This is a warrior, wizard, rogue. And we will find a cleric with the unearned. And that's first game against Mono Red. So sideboard. I don't think there's much time for last rites. I do think Drown in Sorrow could be quite powerful. So could Duress, Reclamation, could be like decent at best probably. Not that good I would assume. Duress could be great though. So let's see, I would cut some cast downs definitely. Omen of the Dead probably not necessary. Sentinel is quite decent. Blade is pretty bad. Vandal is okay, but we will cut one. Okibarade is necessary. One insight can go, I think. Prowler is quite slow. We will add Weather the Storms. We will also add some Duresses. And do we want to Drown in Sorrow? I mean, we have no good way to remove Kessig Flamebreather right now, which doesn't make me that happy. Let's actually bring back one cast down. I think it's a very good card against Flame Breathers. Probably the only answer we have, right? Reliable answer. I like Duress, I like Weather Storms. Very important against them, right? Let's go. Sadly, this is a one-lander with only a Kalni Garden, so I don't think that will work against Mono Red, especially when we are going second. So let's mulligan. And this hand does look much better, so we will keep this one. And we will discard... What do we discard here? I mean, cast down is important, so is Duress. Do we just discard the Sentinel and hope we draw something that's not land, or... Yeah, I think that's the play here. It also could be one cast down. I could see that as well. Clockwork. Clockwork is a little annoying, since we can't really kill it, right? Blood Priest is quite good. So do we Duress here, or do we Kalni Garden? We just Duress, right? Yeah. Rents Resolve, Searing Blaze, hello. Definitely Rents Resolve, that gives them the most gas. If they play the Thermo Alchemist, we can cast down that. They do have Searing Blaze, need to be careful about that. So this is what we've seen. Rents Resolve is gone, so we see Mountain Alchemist Blaze Epic here, okay. Epic here, we will assume it was this Epic here, and we say that they just played it. Create the blood, deal 1 to us, and another Epic here, okay. And Mountain, so it's Searing Blaze, Thermo Alchemist in their hand right now. Yeah, this is just wait for cast down, because I think they will play the Alchemist here. Although yeah, it will hurt, they will hit us for 3, we need to be careful about that. Yeah. So that's gone, they have Searing Blaze, we will cast down the Alchemist. Bog, I mean, we are not going anywhere with this, it looks like. But sure, we can take a couple trees here. Oh, it's Searing Blaze on the plant token, isn't it? Yeah, for sure. So we don't know what's their last card. Not gonna lie, Drown in Sorrow would be pretty amazing. We could cast down. Think we actually will. Cast down the Epic here, we don't want to take more damage like this. Eviscerator's Insight could help. We'll play the Kalni Garden. And we will wait with the Insight, because we will do it after we block something, right? Or if they try to burn it or whatever. Lightning Bolt, our face, okay. Synthesizer is a very good draw. That might be the end of us, not gonna lie. Yeah, it's another bolt. We are lucky for the plant token here, we would be dead otherwise. We'll declare the blockers like this. Then, do we have a... No, so let's... Tap this, plant token. We will be at 1 life here successfully. They will lightning bolt us. Weather is great, because we can weather and that kinda saves us for some time, right? Especially with Duress, hold up, that's quite good. We can't play all of them though. So we can just probably Blood Priest, Weather the Storm, right? It's pretty sad, but it's probably the play, right? So yeah, I think we will just Blood Priest and then Weather Storm. It's the only thing we can do to actually survive this. So Blood Priest first, which drains for 1 only. But we will gain 6 from this, so we are kinda alive. And I guess we need to Weather the Storm now. If we don't, we just die, right? We could do this on their turn. It could also be quite good, but... let's Rot Farm. Pick up the Kalni Garden. Do we block here? I... don't think so, actually. Let's not block here. End step, okay. Cast down is okay. We can go for another Kalni Garden. Let's attack as well, why not? We will probably cast down the Epic here. Oh, they bolt. What do they bolt? Us? Okay. So we could be pretty much dead here. Synth. What do they reveal? Mountain, okay. We have 1 more turn, probably. Do we have 5 mana? Yes, we do, so... this is the block, and then we will 1, 2, 3, 5. Eviscerator's Insight, the plant. Vandal. Is Vandal good? Man, I don't think it's enough. We'll see though. Swamp, okay. So Vandal can exile the Percussionist, that's awesome. How about burn spells though? What do we do with burn spells? How much mana do we have? This is 6 mana, 7 with the swamp, okay. So let's attack first, that's the first thing we do. Then I think we... actually Fanatical Offering the Blood Priest, see what we find. Another Blood Priest, that's actually good. Yeah, that's actually good. Very good. Because it means we can go for the Vandal here. We can exile, which doesn't trigger the ability. That's great. We have only one Blood Priest. We will exile it. It's gone. Okay. And then we can Blood Priest once again, which puts us to 4 life. So we don't die to... We do die to Galvanic Blast, but that's it. We can start bouncing then, the Blood Priest, if we somehow survive this turn. Crack the Synth, okay. Reckless Impulse, we don't care about that. But they do create a Samurai token. Find a mountain, okay. Oh, never mind, they can play the Impulse, so what do they reveal? Searing Blaze and Raider. Scary. Scary stuff. Hey, Okiba Raid is great because it's more life gain, we love that. Okay, well, so how much mana do we have? This is... I think I forgot to play a land last turn, by the way. Just realized, yeah, definitely did. So this is 5, this is 6, yeah, and it actually matters, wow. We won't attack here, but what we will do is definitely return the Blood Priest here, which will drain for 3 now. We will play the Blood Priest. Okay, awesome. We could then cast down or Okiba Reckoner Raid. I think we'll go for the Okiba. The sooner we start the life gain, the better, of course. And then Duress doesn't do anything. We can go for the Bohukabok. Exiling their graveyard. No attacks. Yeah, because if I play the land last turn, we could then cast down and raid, right? So that was definitely a big problem. Because the Samurai wouldn't be alive right now. What? Do they play the Tomb Raider? Probably. Oh, Searing Blaze, so that's for 3. And they can play the Tomb Raider as well. Pretty good, not gonna lie. Yeah. So will you attack friend? That's a question. They go to combat. I don't know, will they attack with anything even? Or will they just like... Okay, well, that's a full swing. We will block something. So the Blood Priest will block the Vigilance guy, and then do we take 2? I mean, taking 2 is scary, although not that much with the Reckoner Raid. I do believe they play Galvanic Blasts, which could be a big issue. So because of that, I will... Nah, I will be a little bit greedy and block the Epic here, right? Yeah, let's do that. That puts us to 3, then 4, which, yeah, means we are in Galvanic Blast range. Insight is awesome. Insight is literally awesome, I love it. Okay, so I think we will first use the Eviscerator's Insight on the map token. Another raid is a blessing, not gonna lie. That's awesome, okay. So, let's do raid number 2. We'll leave this for blocks. And just play the Novice Occultist. Leave cast down. I want to leave the Vandal for blocking here, because if the Raider blocks here, then they Galvanic Blast, we still die. They do have 3 artifacts from what it looks like, right? Yes, they do. So cast downing the Raider could be better, or we can cast down the Flame Breather if they have that instead. So this is probably the last turn we won't be attacking at all. Crack the Synth, okay. So here's a Samurai. Mountain, okay. They can discard that. Why play that instead of discard that with the token? Oh, they revealed it in the Synthetizer. That's my fault. Chain Lightning, okay. No attacks even, okay. So let's just kill the Samurai. Insight is very good. Very good. So we'll definitely Insight. I'm not sure if we want to Insight the Occultist though. But I think we do. Let's attack first though. Oops. Let's Insight the Occultist. Unearth is awesome. Probably one of the best things we could have drawn. And another Unearth, that's even better. Okay. Swamp. Let's Unearth. Do we Unearth the Sentinel or not? First. Probably not. Probably Blood Priest first. Yeah, and then we Unearth the Sentinel and return it back to the hand. That's beautiful. We can actually then play the Sentinel again. That's so good. That's literally perfect. This deck is so cool. Look. So much value actually. Looks like my opponent has lost connection to the game, which could mean they really hate life gain. My bad, my dog is paying me a visit. But yeah, they are still not in the game, so I will wait a couple more minutes, and if nothing happens, it's just probably over. Oh, and I finally understood why the Masked Vandal doesn't count for 4 different party members, right? Because it's the number of creatures, it's not the type of creatures. Well, reading the card does explain the card. I should have knew that right after playing so much of Magic the Gathering. But yeah, so this guy counts for 1, but still, it's pretty good. Okay, so we will do it like this. We will say that we won. Why do I know we won? Well, they have 0 cards in hand. This would resolve, of course, which means this guy would come back. Then we would bounce back the Malakir Blood Priest. We will play the Blood Priest, and the Blood Priest would drain them for 4. They are at 2 life, which means they would die. But we won't be here waiting for 13 more minutes, so we will just say GG. It was a 2-0 against Mono Red Synthesizer, which is probably the most played deck in the format right now, I believe. So going 2-0 against that and clutching the first game is kinda incredible, I will be honest. I will give some big credits to this deck because of that. GG. Okay, so let's talk about this deck actually. So again, as usual with these unusual brews, I was very much surprised with this deck. At the first glance, it kind of looks like a random pile of cards. You know, when you look at the Blood Priest, you're like, what? I've never seen a deck play this card. But then you look deeper into it and you actually find a deck that has a lot of card advantage. It has a lot of life gain in the raid and the Blood Priest, which can be very easily recurred by Unearthed and bounce back with the Sticky Tongue Sentinel, and the same is true for the Okiba raid. So you actually have a deck which is very nice into mono red. Surprisingly, we went 2-0 against one of the best decks in the format, which is of course Mono Red Synthesizer. The card advantage is pretty insane with the 4 insights and 4 offerings, and you know, you have the Prowlers and the Occultists as well. That's a lot of cards. The artifact hate along with the enchantment hate with the Masked Vandal is absolutely amazing, especially when we consider, you know, he is a shapeshifter. So the Masked Vandal can make sure whatever type in your party you're missing, if you don't have a wizard for example, because your only wizard is the occultist, the Vandal can represent the wizard, which means the Blood Priest is actually stronger. So it kinda played like a Gardens deck, although it does play 4 cast downs, which was a little bit too excessive in some matchups, and it has no port clears, so there are no crypt threats along with some toxin analysis for example, but still I think the single target removal is pretty good, and this deck played really well. It has a lot of stabilizing power against aggro decks, and the mana base was really cool. The Kalnic Gardens along with the Rod Farms were really important, because sometimes you just need something else to sacrifice to the offerings and to the insights than the Prowlers or the Occultists.